guys, what's up? I hope you're having a really good day, and today I'm just going to do a tutorial on how to get started in Ark Survival Evolved. So, as you may notice right away, the game is pretty aesthetic, but also it's pretty, it's not, the optimization isn't fully developed, so the game can be troublesome for most people to play. Anyway, one of my first tips I think you should is getting your settings right. As you see here, these are mine. This is just what I find comfortable. As you see, I have an FPS in the top just if you want to see how many I'm getting. So I have everything on medium. Resolution scale is a little bit down. One thing I might want to add is that on single player, which I am in right now, I seem to get better frames than I do in actual lobbies. So this is what I'm getting right now. I'm getting around 40 to 30. So yeah, I have medium, sky quality, ground quality. I don't find that those change anything tremendous to the game. This you want all the way up where the game doesn't really look that great. So if you just want to look at the settings, go ahead. So, yep. Okay. So when you get in, you might be looking at yourself saying, "Oh, I'm a kind of strange." That's anyway. If you press I, you go into your inventory, you might be asking yourself, what are these things? This right here is that little glowy thing right about there. You can't drop that or anything. This is a Parasaur Arc Founder Saddle. What this is, or it's not a saddle, but it's a skin. If you don't know, if you're very new to the game, a Parasaur is one of the dinosaurs you can tame later in the game. This is a hunter hat skin. You need a hat anyway to put it on. So if you don't have one, you can't just put it on. These are dino glasses skin, so eventually when you have a dinosaur that you've tamed, some of them you can put these on. Just makes them look cool. Anyway, once you get in, you're immediately going to want to start picking berries. You also get fiber. There are 5 different types of berries. Let's see if I got them all. I did not. Oh, sorry, 6. So there's tinto berries, mirror berries, azul berries, and mejo berries. And then the 2 I have not yet got. Let's see if I can get them. And it doesn't look like a narco berry. Oh, I just got 2. See what narco berries are? They're like it's like kind of like a drug that helps when you're taming keep them asleep. It says this fairly common blackberry makes you sleepy when you eat it. Bitter, but you can use to make black dye. See, as it says right there, it says it can make you sleepy. That's what I mean when it says it helps, like in the taming process that you'll get to later. These keep it asleep so it doesn't wake up and start attacking you again or whatever it may be. So you just want to continue to get berries. Food right away isn't always the easiest, so that's usually what I do. Yeah, and the stim berries I just got, they're like, some animals could give out uh, torpor, which is this, and if these all go all the way up, you'll be knocked out. These keep you awake. Okay. So what I usually do is you shouldn't really eat these or these because you need them for other stuff. So what I usually do is I drag all 4 into my slots so that as I'm gathering, they just keep adding, and whenever I get hungry, I can just eat more. Collecting bushes is pretty easy. Just press E on them and you'll get them. After you've got a reasonable amount of berries, just to keep you alive for a bit, just start punching trees. You'll see that you get thatch and occasionally wood with these. Doesn't seem like I'm getting any right now, but let me try again. So I'm still getting thatch, There, you see I got 1 wood. So wood is pretty rare, only when punching though. So you press I, craftables. If you're wondering to yourself why I have all this, it's because I'm level 14. I'm not a new level right away. But what you'll have right away is this. This is a crafting. So you need 1 wood and 10 thatch and 1 stone. Stones you can either acquire by having a pickaxe and hitting those or with an axe, or if you just look around the ground for a little bit, not too much, they'll just be scattered around. So you see a couple over there. Can't seem to find any right now. But anyway, you know what I mean. So another tip I have is for when you're really early off, walk everywhere. Don't run unless don't run unless you need to run. I just find this a lot more useful because the more you run, the more you use up stamina, and um, once your stamina drains, you lose food and water. So once you've got the stuff you need, just craft that, and you'll get right up. So once you got it, just put it right in your inventory wherever you want, and begin to hit a tree more. You see, you get a little more wood when using this. Something that you might note is that when you're doing this, you might not get as much materials from the trees and such, whatever you're doing. Upping your melee damage can also help you gather more materials per hit. So that's usually helpful. So once you're done with that, where is it? You need 1 flint, 1 wood, and 10 thatch for a stone hatchet. To get flint, you're just going to go up to rocks with the pickaxe, and you're just going to start hitting them. See, you got 1 flint there, or 3, sorry. I'm going to go down, craft it. Now, metal is something kind of rare when you're just starting off, so don't expect to get it or wonder why you're not getting it all the time. Anyway, once you have that, you'll see that when you're hitting these, you get more wood than you get thatch. Using a pickaxe on trees, you get more thatch. Using an axe, you get more wood. So once you're kind of just, you got acquired stuff, you'll realize that it'll say this: level up is available. Access inventory to apply it. So these are all your stats. You can up them up one by one. Health is health. The more it pumps up by 10. So I've done it 7 times. Stamina means how far you can run. Oxygen is when you're underwater. The more you have. Food, it's how much food you how much food you have. Water. Weight doesn't seem like something that's important, but it really is. I'm just gonna pump it there. You'll quickly become overburdened very quickly when getting to building stages. Melee damage is how much damage you do. Like I also said before, it also helps gathering materials. Movement speed, how fast you run. Fortitude pretty much just means how well you withstand against the weather in the ark. So at night it can become very cold. In the water, you're really cold. During the day, let's see, I don't have it right now, but down in your bottom left corner, it might have a heat symbol. That's where all your symbols will be. That means it's too hot. And what those really are, it really just makes you a lot more hungry or thirsty. Crafting speed is how fast you torpor. Torpor is your level of consciousness. If it goes all the way up to 200, you're knocked out. So that's pretty much all of them. You'll realize that you get engrams, and what engrams are they're used to learn these things. As you see, I have a whole bunch here, but as you see, unlearned, that pretty much just means you can't build them yet. So you use the engrams you get to learn things. Now, what I suggest right away is learning a campfire, because that's used if you get meat by killing animals, or dinosaurs, sorry. You can cook it with wood or thatch. I've never really found the note reason for the note. I mean, I guess it's just an aesthetic thing. So you've got cloth shirt, cloth pants, cloth boots, cloth hat, and cloth gloves. Those are pretty important for starting off. They're pretty helpful when it provides a little bit of armor. A water skin is like a water bottle type thing, but as you see right here, it slowly leaks over time, so it's not the most I don't know what you call it. It's not the most reliable when using it. Thatch foundation, this is pretty much your building things. I haven't learned everything. Storage box, slingshot. Slingshot is when you hit level 5, I believe. Mortar and pestle, you're going to want to learn when you get there. to make narcotics, and what narcotics are is pretty much just an upgrade of the narco berries. Narco berries do for 6 torpor, I believe. So every time you use a narco, it uses 6. It regains 6, and narcotics, I believe, do 40. So they're a lot better. And if you think about it, they cost 1 spoiled meat in the mortal and pestle, and 5 narco berries. You might be thinking, oh, 5 narco berries must be better than that, but if you just do the math, that'd be 5 times 6 is 30. Where with the narcotics you get 40, so they're better in the long run. So yeah, that's pretty much that. Now, right away, you'll notice that you get a lot of fiber when collecting bushes. So fiber can be used to make your armor. So I'll make some pants, a hat. I should gather more. For the cloth boots and the cloth gloves, you require a small amount of hide. Hide is you can acquire hide by getting it from killing dinosaurs. Using a pickaxe gives you more hide, and using an axe gives you more meat. So I'll gather a little bit more fiber, and I'll make a set, except for the boots and the gloves. Nah. Anyway, once you have all that done, just double click or drag it and you'll put it on. You'll see that it goes onto your character. Now, you might be thinking to yourself, oh, I just want to tame things, because that's what the game is, I guess, revolved around a small bit. Now, what I found early on in the game when I first began to play it, that I just tried to keep taming things. I thought that was fun, but I wasn't really trying to play the game properly, and I found in the long run that didn't really make it fun. So if you're all about just the taming and you're a low level, that's just getting a low level dodo. Dodo is a small bird. This one's only level 4. If you notice that um, on him, when I'm taming him, he goes fairly quickly. That's just because I have taming speed bumped up a little, just so the processing is as long. So just to knock things out, you're just gonna punch them. Or at least for the dodo, when things become when things happen like larger animals, slingshots can also knock them out, and eventually bows, and you can make narcotic arrows. So when you're done, when you've knocked out whatever you're trying to tame, press E to access the inventory. Okay, just drop berries in his inventory. I'm gonna tell you right now, mejo berries are the most. They'll help your animal keep its level and its taming effectiveness. And what taming effectiveness is how quickly and how many levels he will gain after the fact that he's tamed. So the higher the level of the dinosaur, the more that he'll gain more levels. So if you see that his torpor is dropping like he is, just use a couple berries. If you want to do the math, do that. It does 6 for each. So then you're just gonna see it's rising, keeping it asleep. Sorry. Yeah. So just keep collecting berries. You do not have to be mejo berries. They're just a way for things to go smoother, I guess you could say. So as you can see, I'm not really getting any right now. So I'm just gonna slap some tinto berries on him. You see the bar is going up fairly quickly. So he's almost done taming. So just gonna wanna wait. It can be very tedious at points, so just find something to do. Sitting still, you barely lose any hunger or thirst, so you don't have to worry about that. Once the taming bar goes up, it'll say you have tamed a dodo, or whatever you have tamed. If you'd like to name the dodo, I'll name him John for now. Oops, sorry. John. Except, you'll see that he has a little green bar over his head. That's so you can identify that he's yours. Now you can access his inventory. Something to note is that you see, you see right here that says spoils berries. Every time the bar go down, only one berry will spoil. So that's pretty nice. But when you put any type of food in an animal, it like triples the amount of spoilage time. So keeping food on animals is always helpful. You're always going to want to have food on animals just so they can eat and they'll stay alive. So here you are, and eventually you'll see the bar right there in the top right of that gray box. It has like an arrow with a plus. That's his level up bar, like we have right. Oh, sorry. Right at the top. If you can see it all the way at the left of my screen. So if you press T, you'll hear a whistling noise. That just means he's gonna follow you. So Dodo, you're fairly quickly, and dodos are fairly slow, so don't expect them to be something that will stick with you. For me, I changed it. Where is it? Whistle selection. I put it to tilde right next to the 1. It's just easier for me to press. Now, what that means is, so when I press that, see all of these: whistle follow, whistle 1, whistle stop, whistle also stop. Just 1. That's all. Attack my target, whistle neutral, whistle passive, attack this target. Now, what that really just does is that it's a lot easier. There's Y, if you press Y, it unfollows him, T follows him. There's a couple other, I don't know them off the top of my head though. So he'll follow you, and that's pretty much the basis of taming, just for carnivores, meaning dinosaurs that eat meat. They're gonna take meat. So gathering after a while, you'll see that you can learn the engram for the spear, which is right away. It's pretty important, so I'm just gonna craft one here. Every time you craft, you gain experience, which goes towards you leveling up. So I've got a spear. Oh, sorry. Here. And these are used to, kill animals. To get meat, hide, such and such. Now, stuff like that isn't really always... The spears are a little buggy. Sometimes, they break in 2 hits, which shouldn't happen. I'm assuming that's just something they're working on. But for now, that's really what we got. Yeah. Now that you know a little more about the game, it become a little more enjoyable. I hope this was pretty helpful for you guys. I'll see you next time. See you on the other side.